Very good morning to all of you. This is your mathematics class of grade 8 and this is my lecture number 6 of chapter number 9, algebraic expressions and identities. Let us see today's topics, what we will be learning in this lecture. First of all, we will be revising the introduction part of identities, and two identities we have done in the previous lecture. Those two identities we will be revising, and we will be exploring more about identities. So let us recall first. We have concluded few important points regarding identities, and those 2 points are: first one is an equation is true for only certain values of variables in it, and an identity is an equality which is true for all the values of the variables in it. So what are the 2 points we have concluded, or we have seen certain examples? On the basis of that, we have concluded that it will be an equation. An equation is true for only certain values of variables in it, and an identity is an equality which is true for all the values of the variables in it. These are the points which we have concluded after looking at certain examples, and I will be making you recall those examples again in the further slides. Let us see now the introduction part of this topic, that is algebraic identity again. I have taken one equation, that is x square plus 2x plus 3 equals 38. For x is equal to 5, I have put x is equal to 5 on the left hand side, and I am getting answer as 38, which is equal to right hand side. Therefore, it is true for x is equal to 5. Now I am taking another value for x is equal to 3, and I am putting it on the left hand side, and my answer is 18, which is not equal to right hand side. So we have seen that this equation is true for only one value, and for other value this equation is not true. And this is what we have concluded, that an equation is true for only certain values of variables in it. Let us understand this again. Dear children, I have taken this equation, and wherever x is present on the left hand side, I have taken x is equal to 5 and put x is equal to 5. So it will be 5 square plus 2 into 5 plus 3, and total you will be getting 38, which is equal to right hand side. So we have seen that when I am taking x is equal to 5 on the left hand side, it equals the right hand side. So it is true, this equation is true for x is equal to 5, this particular value of x as 5. Now if I have taken x is equal to 3, left hand side, wherever x is present, I have taken x as 3, so it will be 3 square plus 2 into 3 plus 3, so it will be 18, and which is not equal to right hand side. So this equation is true for only x is equal to 5, but not true for x is equal to 3. So we can say that an equation is true for only certain values of variables in it. Now let us consider another equality. This is the equation I am taking, and I am taking x is equal to 1. On the left hand side, if I will put x is equal to 1, I will be getting answer as 12. Left hand side, after solving, we will be getting answer as 12. And right hand side, after solving, I am getting answer as 12. So it is true for x is equal to 1. So first of all, we have concluded from the previous examples that an equation is true for only certain values of variables in it, and I have taken another equality. This is the another equality, and I have taken x is equal to 1. On left hand side, I am taking first left hand side, wherever x is present, I have put x is equal to 1, and I have seen that after solving my answer is 12. And on the right hand side, where x is present, I have put x is equal to 1, so my answer is 12. So I can say that it is true for x is equal to 1. Let us consider another value of x. For x is equal to 5, left hand side equals 56. Wherever x was present, I have taken 5, so it will be 5 plus 2 into 5 plus 3, and it will be giving you 56. Right hand side, it will be again giving you 56. So we can say that it is true for x is equal to 5. So 5 plus 2, that is 7. Multiply 5 plus 3, that is 8. It is giving you 56. And on the right hand side where x was present, I have taken x is equal to 5. And after solving, I will be getting 56. So it is true for both the values of x. I have taken first x is equal to 1. That was true for this value. I have taken another value, that is x is equal to 5. That is again true for this value. So this is the case of identity. So what do you mean by an identity? Or we can see that this equality is true for all the values of x. Such an equality is called identity. Dear children, it is very important. You should know the difference between an equation and identity. And I hope this is now clear to you with the help of these examples. So, thus we can say that an identity is an equality which is true for all the values of the variables in it. So, what do you mean by an identity? It is an equality. It is just an equality which is true for all the values of the variables in it. Whatsoever is the value of the variable I am using or I am putting in the on the left hand side and right hand side, this equality should be equal. So this is an identity. This is the difference between an equation and identity. Let us recall now important identities. In the previous lecture, we have learned two identities, that is identity number 1 and identity number 2. And they are being derived just by multiplying a binomial by a binomial. Simply, you are supposed to multiply a binomial by another binomial. Identity number 1 is a plus b whole square is equal to a square plus 2ab plus b square. And identity number 2 is a minus b whole square is equal to a square minus 2ab plus b square. Dear children, I hope you must have done the derivation of these two identities in your notebook, as I have discussed the derivation part in the previous lecture. So, but you are supposed to directly use this result while solving the questions. Now, let us explore more about algebraic identities. In the previous lecture, we have done two identities. Now, let us move to identity number 3, that is a plus b into a minus b. And we know the multiplication of two binomials. These two are binomials, and the rule is we are supposed to multiply each term of one binomial with each term of the other binomial and combine the like terms in the product. We know the rule. So first of all, a of this term should be multiplied by a minus b, like a into a I have written, minus a into b I have written. Now the other term, the second term of this first expression is b, so it will be multiplied by a minus b both. So it will be plus b into a minus b into b. After solving, we will be getting a square minus ab plus ab minus b square, and these two are like terms. One is negative and another one is positive, so they will cancel out, and what you will be left with, a square minus b square. Simple as this. So your result is a plus b into a minus b is equal to a square minus b square. This is your final result, which you are supposed to solve, use in the questions. So I am repeating the derivation part of this identity number 3. In identity number 3, what I have taken on the left hand side, it is a plus b into a minus b, and we know the rule to solve the multiplication of two binomials, that is, we need to multiply each term of one binomial with each term of other binomial and combine the like terms in the product. So a is to be multiplied by a, which is the first term of second expression, minus a into b, plus b into a. B is the second term of this first expression, which is to be multiplied by a, minus b into b, and then a square minus ab plus ab minus b square. You will be getting this result, and these two are of opposite signs. These are like terms, so they will get cancelled out, and your result will be a plus b into a minus b equals a square minus b square. Now coming to identity number 4. On this left hand side, I have taken x plus a into x plus b. These two are binomials and we know the rule. First term of this expression or binomial is to be multiplied by this complete expression, second expression. That is x into x I have written minus x into b plus second term of this expression, first expression, that is a, which is to be multiplied by x plus b. So it will be a into x plus a into b. Bold x is bold one is your x variable, and without, which is not bolded, that is your multiplication sign. So it will be x square plus bx plus ax plus ab. Now dear children, you can clearly observe that x square is the single term present, ab is also present. There is no other term like ab in which the little coefficient is ab. So but I can see here x is present in this term also, x is present in this term also. Can I take x common out of this? Yes, definitely I can take x common out of these two terms, and let us see what will be the result. So it will be x square plus a plus b into x plus ab. So your identity number 4 is x plus a into x plus b is equal to x square plus a plus b into x plus ab. So I am repeating this identity number 4 derivation. On the left hand side, I was having x plus a into x plus b, and what I have done, I have multiplied one term of first binomial to the other term or the each term of the other binomial and combine the like terms. So it will be x into x minus x into b plus a into x plus ab. Then after solving, you will be getting x square plus bx plus ax plus ab. So these two are like terms. So what I have done, I have written x outside, that is common part. So it will be x square plus a plus b into x plus ab. So this is your result which you are supposed to use while solving the questions. Now coming to the homework part, you are supposed to complete question number 3 of exercise 9.4 in homework notebook and question number 1 of exercise 9.5 in your homework notebook. Along with these two questions, you are supposed to complete the derivation part of identity number 3 and identity number 4 in your notebooks first, and then do these questions whatsoever I have given in this from exercise 9.4 and exercise 9.5. So dear children, we have revised in this lecture the algebraic identity concept. What is the difference between an equation and an identity? After that, we have seen the identity 1 and identity 2 results, and then we have derived the identity number 3 and identity number 4. And so your homework is, you are supposed to complete question number 3 of exercise 9.4 in your homework notebook and question 1 of exercise 9.5 in homework notebook, along with the derivation of identity number 3 and identity number 4, which I have shown you in the previous slides. Now coming to the homework solutions from NCERT exercise 9.3. Question number 5 is add 2x bracket z minus x minus y and 2y bracket z minus y minus x. First of all, while to solve this question, you are supposed to solve this expression first after multiplication and solve this expression, and whatsoever will be the result after solving these two expressions separately, you are supposed to add to get the answer. Like first expression I am solving, it is 2x z minus 2x 2x bracket z minus x minus y. So how we will be solving it? 2x into z, what is I have written here? 2 minus 2x into x, that is 2x square, and then minus 2x into y, that is minus 2x into y. Similarly, you will be solving the second expression, like it will be 2y into z, I have written, then minus 2y square, after solving I have written it, minus 2y into x, so it will be minus 2y into x. Now I need to add both the expressions. So you are supposed to add these two expressions, and this will be the result after adding. This was your first expression, that is 2xz minus 2xy minus 2x square, which I have solved here in the above equation. And then after solving the second expression, I got 2yz minus 2y square minus 2yx. Now I need to solve the like terms. Like terms, here there is no other term like 2xz, so it will be written all along. 2x minus 2x square, it is also again a single term present in this expression. Then minus 2xy and minus 2yx, it is one and the same thing, because in multiplication I can write minus 2yx or minus 2xy. So these are like terms. So I have solved, and it will be minus 4xy plus 2yz and minus 2y square. After adding or after solving the like terms, you will be getting the answer. So this is your answer. So dear children, what we have done, first of all, we have solved the expressions separately. This is how I have solved it, and again this is what I have solved. After that, I have added the two expressions, and minus 2xy and minus 2xy, these two are like terms. So after adding, I will be getting minus 4xy. Rest terms are single terms, so they will be written as it is. Now coming to D part. D part is subtract 3a bracket a plus b plus c minus 2b bracket a minus b plus c from 4c bracket minus a plus b plus c. So in this question also, children, you are supposed to first of all multiply the three expressions separately and then perform the required operation. First of all, you need to multiply this expression, you need to multiply this expression, and you need to solve this expression, and then from the result of this very expression, you are supposed to subtract this. So let us see solving. I am solving these two simultaneously, and I will be subtracting them also. So what I have done here, this 3a is to be multiplied by a, so I have written 3a square. 3a plus b, that is 3ab. Then it will be multiplied by c, so I have written 3ac. Minus, because minus sign is there, it will be 2ba minus 2ba. Minus minus, it will be plus, so it will be plus 2b square. Plus minus minus, it will be minus 2bc. Simple as this. Then after solving the like terms, you will be getting, it will be 3a square plus 3ab. Okay, I have written 2b square first. You can write in this manner also, 2b square. Then 3ab minus 2ab. After solving, what you will be getting? Plus ab. So I have written plus ab. 3ac, there is only single term. There is no other term of ac in this. So it will be written as it is, 3ac. And this is again the single term, so it will be written minus 2bc. So I am explaining it again. First of all, what I have done, we know the rule that first of all, the first term which is present outside the bracket is to be multiplied, or using the distributive law, I need to multiply it with every term. So this is what I have solved it. And 3a is to be multiplied by a also. 3a is to be multiplied by b also. 3a is to be multiplied by c also. So this is the result I have written. It will be 3a square plus 3ab plus 3ac minus 2b is to be multiplied by a as well as by b as well as by c. This is what I have written the result here. So it will be minus 2ba plus 2b square minus 2bc. And after solving the like terms, you will be getting this result after solving these two expressions. Now I am solving this third expression also, because I need to subtract it from this. So I am solving this expression. It will be minus 4ac. 4c is to be multiplied by every term which is present inside the bracket, plus 4bc or 4cb you can also write, plus 4c square. This is what I have written here. Now subtracting the two expressions, I need to subtract these two expressions. From this expression, I need to subtract this result. This is what I need to do according to the equation. So let us see the steps now. And dear children, the reason being I have written them in the bracket because outside minus sign is there. If you will be using bracket, you will remember that if outside minus sign is there, you need to change the sign of every term which is present inside the bracket. See what I have done here. This expression I have written as it is, minus 3a square. Inside it was plus But due to this minus sign, I have made it minus 2b square. Inside it is plus again. Due to this minus sign, outside the bracket, I have written minus ab. Again, I have changed the sign because outside minus sign is present. Minus 3ac I have written. Then inside it is minus, and but I have written plus because outside minus sign is there. I have changed the sign again. So it will be plus 2bc. Now solving the like terms. Minus 4ac minus 3ac. I have written the like terms together. 4bc plus 2bc. I have written them together. Plus 4c square. These are single terms, so I have written them like this. 4c square minus 3a square minus 2b square minus ab. These are the single terms present, and I have rearranged the like terms together. So what I will be getting after solving the like terms, it will be minus 7ac plus 6bc plus 4c square minus 3a square minus 2b square minus ab. These are the terms which will be written as it is because these were single terms present. And this is the result after solving like terms. So you can write the answer as it is in this manner, or you can write in this manner also, like I have rearranged in terms of a square, b square, c square, and then ab, bc and ac terms. Like first of all I have written minus 3a square, then b square, that is minus 2b square, plus 4c square minus ab plus 6bc minus 7ac. So dear children, in this chapter number 9, most of the questions you are supposed to first multiply and then add or subtract whatsoever is the requirement of the question. Now homework solutions from NCERT exercise 9.4. You are supposed to multiply these two binomials, and simply I told it many times that what is the rule. First of all, you are supposed to multiply, so I have written multiplication sign in between. Then take the first term of first expression, that is 2x. It is to be multiplied by both the terms of second expression. So it will be 2x into 4x plus 2x into minus 3. And then plus 5. This is the second term of first expression. This is again to be multiplied completely by second expression. So it will be 5 into 4x plus 5 into minus 3. This is without bold, x which is written without bolding, bold, that is your multiplication sign. Rest is your x variable. So it will be 8x square minus 6x plus 20x minus 15. How I got this? 2x into 4x, it will be 8x square plus 2 into minus 3. 2x into minus 3, it will be minus 6x plus 20x minus 15. So after solving like terms, you will be getting 8x square. These two are like terms. So your answer will be plus 14x minus 15. By adding like terms, you will be getting this answer. Now coming to this question, you need to multiply these two binomials given to us. Simply I have put multiplication sign in between. Then what I have done, I have taken the first term of this expression and this complete expression I have written like this, minus second term of the first expression and then complete expression. So again I need to multiply this 2.5L into 2.5L plus 2.5L into 0.5M minus 0.5M into 2.5L plus minus, it will be minus 0.5M multiplied by 0.5M. Then it will be 6.25 L square. After multiplying these two terms, you will be getting this answer. Plus 1.25 Lm minus 1.25 Lm minus 0.25 M square. After solving, you will be getting this answer. And then after solving the like terms, what you will be getting, it will be 6.25 L square. There is no other term of L square in this expression. Then you will be writing 6.25 L square. These two are like terms and one is of positive sign and one is of negative sign. So they will get cancelled out. and this will be left now minus 0.25 m square. I am explaining it once again. Dear children, first of all, while solving the binomials or while taking the product of two binomials, first term of first binomial is to be multiplied by the complete second expression. This is what I have done here. 2.5 is the first term. It is to be multiplied by second term, second expression, minus 0.5 m. This is the second term. Along with minus sign you will take. And then the second expression. Again, one term by one term you are supposed to keep on multiplying, like 2.5L into 2.5L plus 2.5L into 0.5M minus 0.5M into 2.5L minus 0.5M into 0.5M. So after solving or after cancelling out the like terms or adding or subtracting the like terms, your answer will be 6.25 L square minus 0.25 M square. This will be your answer. Now coming to sixth part, it is 3 by 4 A square plus 3 by 3 B square and 4 A square minus 2 by 3 B square. This is your first expression, first term. In this, 4 is written outside the bracket. So what I have done, I have multiplied both the terms by 4. So it will be 4a square minus 8 by 3 b square. Now I need to multiply. So what I have done, I have taken the first term, that is 3 by 4 a square, which is to be multiplied by this complete expression. So it will be 3 by 4 a square into 4 a square. First of all, I am multiplying this term by this complete expression. That is 3 by 4 a square into 4 a square plus 3 by 4 a square into minus 8 by 3 b square plus the second term of first expression, that is 3b square, is to be multiplied by second expression, every term of the second expression. So it will be 3b square into 4a square plus 3b square minus 8 by 3b square. So I am explaining these two steps again. What I have done, first of all, I have solved this. 4 was written outside the bracket, so I have multiplied it inside the bracket. Then what I have done, first expression, take the first term of first expression, that is 3 by 4 a square, multiply it by every term of the second expression. Every term, that is 4a square se multiply, and then minus 8 by 3 b square, it is to be multiplied by minus 8 by 3 b square plus 3 by 3b square, which is the second term of first expression, is to be multiplied by second expression completely with every term of the second expression. So it will be 3b square into 4a square plus 3b square into minus 8 by 3b square. So after solving the terms, you will be getting 3 by 4, 3a raised to the power 4. This 4 will get cancelled out with this 4. It will be 3a raised to the power 4 minus 2a square b square. After solving the second term, you will be getting minus 2a square b square plus these two after multiplication will give you 12b square a square minus 8b raised to the power 4. This 3 will get cancelled out with this 3. So it will be minus 8b raised to the power 4. And these two are like terms. And after solving, you will be getting 3a raised to the power 4 plus 10b square a square minus 8b raised to the power 4. So this is the answer, that is 3a raised to the power 4 plus 10b square a square, or it can be written a square b square minus 8b raised to the power 4. Question number 2 is, find the product. We are supposed to multiply these two terms or these two binomials. So what I have done, first term, that is 5, is to be multiplied by second expression. So 5 into 3 plus 5 into x. Next term of second term of first expression is minus 2x, which is to be multiplied by second expression, that is minus 2x into 3 minus 2x into x. So it will be 15 plus 5x minus 6x minus 2x square. Now solving the like terms, you will be getting 15 minus x minus 2x square. I hope this step you have understood. So after this first step, what I have done, after solving the first step, I will be getting 15 plus 5x minus 6x minus 2x square. So these two are like terms. So 15 minus x minus 2x square, it can be written as minus 2x square minus x minus, plus 15. So this will be your answer of this product. This will be the product of the given two binomials. Now coming to fourth part of the same question, I need to multiply two binomials are here again this in this question, in this part. So p square is to be multiplied by 2p plus q. Every term of 2p plus q, that is p square into 2p plus p square into q. Now second term of first expression, that is minus q square into 2p minus q square into q. So after solving, you will be getting, it will be 2p cube plus p square q minus 2p q square minus q cube. So I hope you have understood this step. Now 2p into p square, it will give you 2p cube. P square q, I have written like this, minus 2p q square minus q cube. So dear children, this was your lecture number 6. I hope you have well understood all the parts and all the questions, and do not forget to do the derivation of identities in your homework notebook along with the homework assigned to you from your NCERT book. Thank you so much.